This is from SCOTUS. The United States acknowledged that Abrego Garcia was subject to a withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador.
Because Boasberg sent it to SCOTUS making that claim, but when you go back and read the withholding order...
Boasberg was not the judge presiding over this case.
So, realistically speaking, Trump is currently... Those are the exact cases Trump is going after, are people who have standing deportation orders. All right, and those who are losing their asylum claims through habeas courts. So explain to me that if these are the people he's deporting, why are the leftists crying about it?
Because those aren't the only people that he's deporting. So like somebody like Mahmoud Khalil had a valid withholding order. People that he's deporting under the Alien Enemies Act aren't having the ability to challenge their designation as an alien enemy. These are the deportations that people are freaking out about.
I haven't read Mr. Khalil's case. I did read Obrego's case.
Garcia. Yeah, sorry.
All right, well, Garcia's case, actually, the withholding order was not to El Salvador. The withholding order was to Guatemala. So if you go back and read it, that is absolutely true. I can actually bring it up and show it to you if you'd like. Say you can actually go look it up yourself. His withholding order was to Guatemala. It was not to El Salvador.
Okay, now, if it wasn't to El Salvador, why did the Trump administration admit fault when they deported him?
Because actually, if you go back and you read the information, the person who claimed that was actually promptly fired because his claim was incorrect.
Okay, and then why did SCOTUS rule that the deportation was indeed illegal?
Because when they rushed so basically Boasberg, when the ACLU lawyers brought the case to Boasberg's court, all right, they actually rushed it through because they wanted to be able to avoid getting too much information in front of the Supreme Court. All right, ultimately the Supreme Court first ruled incorrectly. They simply said, okay, well, he has to have a habeas, he has to be presented to a habeas court, which he had already had.
That's not what that wasn't the Garcia decision.
That is absolutely what they said.
That wasn't the Garcia. What was the case where they decided that?
Let me finish.
What was stop, because you're wrong. What's the case that they decided that in?
Wrong.
What's the case that they decided that in?
So that was the Boasberg's case specifically that he brought to the Supreme Court.
They decided that immigrants have the right to habeas filings in JGG. That was JGG. No, you are incorrect. Also, I just looked it up, by the way. His withholding was from El Salvador.
Give me 1 second. I'll show it to you.
A few things. Yeah, Boasberg didn't hear the.
Hold on.
What'd you say? Yeah, give me a minute. Let me
Philly, I want to try and keep it 1v1 for the first little bit.
I know what he's talking about. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
Wait, yeah, who presided over Noam v. Garcia v. Noam?
I'll show it to you, son. Give me 1 second. Because I have all this information. You can actually look up on my videos. Say you basically what it comes down to is the actual claim that this guy had. First, as I said, his withholding order was to Guatemala. It was not to. Hold on.
So you're wrong. But Dennis, can you tell me the judge's name that was presiding over Garcia v. Noam?
The judge's name that was which one? Because there were 3 different court cases. You had 2 habeas court visits. All right, both of them were ruled against him.
Yeah, which case ruled that they had the right to habeas corpus? Can you tell me the name of that case?
Like you said, but
Garcia had nothing to do with JGG.
Garcia was part of that case.
No, Garcia was not removed under the Alien Enemies Act. Dennis, you have no idea what you're talking about. Garcia was not removed under the Alien Enemies Act.
I'll prove it to you. Give me 1 second.
I really look forward to you showing me a document showing that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was removed under the Alien Enemies Act. Please do show me that.
He was, but give me a second. I'll show it to you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, give me 1 minute. I gotta look for it.
Also, Following his immigration court trial, an immigration judge determined that his life or freedom would be threatened in El Salvador and granted him a form of relief known as a withholding of removal.
Yeah, the amount of wrong things is actually painful.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Are you reading that from the actual case, or are you reading that from a actual media source?
Want me to get it from?
Because I'm going to show it to you from the actual case.
This is from SCOTUS. The United States acknowledged that Abrego Garcia was subject to a withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador.
Because Boasberg sent it to SCOTUS making that claim. But when you go back and read the withholding
Boasberg
order,
was not the judge presiding over this case.
Listen, you'll see. Give me 1 second.
No, I won't see. I'm looking at Court Listener right now.
I'll show it to you.
Boasberg had nothing to do with this case.
You're incorrect. But
you're incorrect. Okay. I can show you my screen right now, buddy.
All right. I can show you my screen right now.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, and we're going to go to it. So I'm going to flip this around.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is what I'm reading. All right. This is the Supreme Court versus the United States, per curiam decision number 24A93. All right. You can look that up. This is JGG, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and
show me where Garcia was deported under JGG.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to show you the per curiam decision.
Uh-huh.
All right. So right here, so give me 1 second. Let me go back here. For all rhetoric and dissents today, order per curiam confirmed that the detainees subject to removal orders under the AEA are entitled to notice of an opportunity to challenge the removal.
Mm-hmm.
The only question in which the court will resolve the challenge, we're basically saying what this is essentially saying is they are entitled to habeas.
Correct.
Said for the reasons set forth, we hold that the venue lies in the District Court of Confinement,
Correct.
which was in Texas.
Yes.
Said the dissent would have the court delay resolving the issue, requiring giving our decision.
I hope you know that I've read the decision.
The process began, anew down the road.
I understand.
We show no benefit to such wasteful delay. The application to vacate the orders of the United States District Court of District of Columbia presented to the Chief Justice and by him referred to the court is granted. In other words, they vacated Boasberg's TRO.
Yes,
right?
in JGG. In JGG.
Yeah. But JGG is actually
okay. So now, Dennis, can you show me? The
TRO,
no, it's not. You just don't understand. Can you tell me Can you show me where anywhere in that decision it shows that Garcia is subject to the Alien Enemies Act?
So Garcia was being withheld because of this case.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
His withholding order was under U.S. statute.
I'm going to show you the actual withholding
Dennis,
order.
I need you to stop. Can you show me? Can you show me where? No, don't show me the withholding order. Show me where it says Kilmar Abrego Garcia was subject to the Alien Enemies Act.
Well, first you have to establish that, right? So
yeah, I'm asking you to establish it.
I have to show you first that he was not. First, he was not under the protections. He didn't have TPS.
No, I just need you to show me that he's subject to the Alien Enemies Act.
He is subject to the Alien Enemies Act. Ultimately, because under his two habeas commitments, the first one established that he was a member of MS-13. MS-13 is a declared terrorist organization under the AEA.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
no, not under the AEA.
Subject to the AEA.
So do you understand that his proclamation of the Alien Enemies Act only referred to Venezuelans who are part of Tren de Aragua?
That's not the only claim.
Do you want to read it?
Correct.
Do you want to read it?
You're incorrect.
Let's read it.
That's okay. Said I'm going to go ahead and find
Alien Enemies Act proclamation.
I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear me typing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna read you this proclamation, and I need you to understand that that nowhere in it is it going to mention Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Nowhere is it going to mention MS-13. Nowhere in it is it going to mention El Salvador. Okay. So, Section 1. I find and declare that TDA, Tren de Aragua, is perpetuating and attempting and threatening an invasion or predatory incursion against the territory of the United States. TDA is undertaking hostile actions and conducting irregular warfare against the territory of the United States, both directly and at the direction, clandestine or otherwise, of the Maduro regime in Venezuela. I make these findings using the full extent of my authority to conduct the nation's foreign affairs under the Constitution. Based on my findings and the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I proclaim that all Venezuelans, citizens 14 years of age or older who are members of TDA, are within the United States, and are not actually naturalized or lawful permanent residents of the United States are liable to be apprehended, restrained, secured, and removed as alien enemies. Nowhere in it does it say MS-13. Nowhere in it does it say El Salvador. Now, can you now tell me that you acknowledge that the Alien Enemies Act, as it's proclaimed by Donald Trump, only applies to Venezuelans who are part of Tren de Aragua? Okay, can you show me where in the proclamation it says anything else?
I'll be with you in a minute, dude. Give me a minute.
You're looking up something that's completely irrelevant to any question that I'm asking you, because you're trying to railroad me down a case that you don't understand. You're trying to railroad me down a case that you do not understand. You're trying to railroad me down a case that you do not understand. Now, can you show me where Donald Trump declared... Dennis, I promise you, you do not. I promise you, you do not. Can you show me where Donald Trump declared? Can you show me where Donald Trump declared the Alien Enemies Act for El Salvadorians who are a part of MS-13? Can you show me where he did that? That should be your priority numero uno, buddy. If you can't show me that, then I'm gonna kick you.
I mean, if you don't want to hear it, you can always look at my videos because it's all that information is there.
I would like you to show me where the Alien Enemy Acts. Where Donald Trump proclaimed the Alien Enemies Act for El Salvadorians a part of MS-13.
So my question to you is, what is the Alien Enemies Act?
Why are you going to answer my question with a question?
I'm asking you a question first. What does the Alien Enemies Act actually say?
It gives the president the ability to declare wartime or use wartime authority to deport people more summarily in times of invocation of war or predatory incursion.
Predatory incursion, exactly.
Correct. So now, Dennis, can you show me where Donald Trump declared? Can you show me where you're dodging my question? Dennis, you're dodging my question. Dennis, you're dodging my question. Can you show me where Donald Trump invoked? Can you show me where Donald Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act for El Salvadorians who are a part of MS-13?
The alien. Well,
Can you show me that?
This is still under court order. There's still actually discussions going on concerning this within the court.
Can you show me where he tried to do it? Because his invocation of the Alien Enemies Act was only for Tren de Aragua.
In the second district court, there's actually a ruling that just came down within the last 2 to 3 weeks, where they essentially said Trump had every right to actually invoke the AEA against all.
And what invocation did they say? Wait, hold on, Dennis, which invocation did they say he had the right to do?
Was declared a terrorist organization.
No, stop. No.
Yeah.
It only applies to the groups that he declares a predatory incursion of, not any gang.
Well, that's if he declares it, yes.
Okay, so Dennis, I'm going to ask you this again. Where did Donald Trump declare a predatory incursion from MS-13?
Right now,
I'm not trying to nitpick. You don't have any fucking idea what you're talking about. Bye, buddy.
By the way, for the decision that he quoted, I'm sure he didn't. The decision he quoted when the court said that he had the right to, the explanation was absolutely horrible. Their argument was pretty much that, like, okay, well, the president said that it's a foreign incursion and we pretty much defer all power to the executive. That was pretty much the judge's argument there. I think 2 other courts decided otherwise. They said that that decision that he's referencing was like 1 out of the like 4 decisions, and all the other ones all said that, like, no, like the president doesn't have this power. They cited the memo where they like corroborated the idea that Trump completely fabricated the connection. The decision that literally said that was allowed was pretty much just saying, oh, well, Trump said it, literally said it there. It was like, well, the president said it, so we defer to him. That's literally their reasoning. So I don't know why you brought that up.
To be fair, there is case law kind of pointing towards that direction. But also, to be completely unfair, because that guy was a fucking idiot, all right? The Alien Enemies Act was only proclaimed for Venezuelans a part of Tren de Aragua. That's it. It does not apply to MS-13 members, period. So Kilmar Abrego Garcia necessarily wasn't deported under the Alien Enemies Act because it was never invoked for MS-13. You have to invoke a predatory incursion. You have to have a signed declaration of a predatory incursion. That doesn't exist for any other group other than Venezuelans, a part of Tren de Aragua. Period.